Hello students, today our topic is different forms of energy. Under this topic we will first discuss mechanical energy and its different forms. So energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or of state of motion is called mechanical energy. Because state of rest and state of motion are two different states, that's why we have two different forms of mechanical energy. One is due to the state of rest, which is called potential energy, and the other one is due to the state of motion, which is called kinetic energy. So first of all, let us talk about potential energy. So it is the energy possessed by a body due to its position above the ground level, or it may be possessed by certain bodies due to their configurations. That's why the energy possessed by a body at rest due to its position or shape or size is called potential energy. Because these are two different things, that's why we have two different forms of potential energy. Number one, the gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its position above the ground level. Because every body is attracted by the earth due to its force of gravity. So if a body is placed at certain height above the ground level, it possesses some energy which is called gravitational potential energy. We'll simply do the definition according to this basic rule, that if you have to raise a body above the ground level, it means you have to do work against gravity. You are taking a ball above the ground level. From the ground level you are taking it at some height, then you are doing some work against gravity, which is equal to the force of weight multiplied by the distance, that is height h. So this work done, mg into h, gets stored in this body which is above the ground level, and this is the cause of gravitational potential energy. Rest thing is elastic potential energy. Now this is the energy which all the elastic bodies gain when they are deformed. Like you stretch a rubber band or you compress a spring, you are doing work on that rubber band or on that spring. That work gets stored in the form of elastic potential energy in those bodies which are rubber band or spring. Now when we do work in stretching or compressing the spring, we actually deform the shape of that body. That's why we say the energy possessed by a body due to its shape and size is called elastic potential energy. So we are mainly concerned with gravitational potential energy, and you may be asked to calculate its formula, which is mgh. Like I have told you that if you are going to raise a body of mass m from the ground level to some height h, the least upward force which is required to raise it is the weight of that ball or that body. Let us consider this case. Like this ball is to be raised by some height, and it is on the ground level where its gravitational potential energy is 0. It has got some weight which is mg. Then the least force which will be required by you to raise it up will be mg, equal to its weight. And how much displacement you want to make? It is equal to the height that you want to raise for that ball. And we know that work is F into S. So here F is mg, S is h, so W becomes mgh, which is the cause of its gravitational potential energy. And students, I also want to tell you, whenever you do some work on a body, its energy increases, right? So when you do work on this ball to change its position, its energy increases. And how much energy on this level? mgh. So this is the formula for gravitational potential energy. So this is how you will write if the question is asked, derive W is equals to mgh, or derive the formula for gravitational potential energy. And in the note point they have told that for such a situation what you have imagined or what you have considered or assumed. We have assumed that on the ground level our gravitational potential energy is 0, right? So whenever you throw something upwards, you are actually doing work on that ball or on that body. So doing so, you are giving gravitational potential energy of that body. And whenever that ball or that object which you throw up has to come down, then the gravitational potential energy of that ball or that body decreases. So while going up it increases, and while coming down it decreases. Then bache, next case is kinetic energy, and here he has solved the decrease or the gain in potential energy from two different positions. Like if a body has to go up from H1 to H2 and H2 is more height than H1, then its final potential energy minus initial potential energy will be the gain in potential energy, because it is going up, then it will be gaining potential energy, and while coming down it will be losing potential energy. So simply you have to calculate the two potential energies and find out their difference. Next topic is kinetic energy. Now as I told you, the energy due to position is gravitational energy, but the energy due to motion is kinetic energy. So every moving object has got kinetic energy, whether it is your fan which is rotating, or the blowing wind, or a bullet which is fired. So every rotating body or moving body has got some energy which is called kinetic energy. And before coming to rest, you can take out some work from that moving object. Like if a bullet is fired on some target, it hits that target, so it does some work on that target, right? So the amount of the work which a body can do before coming to rest is actually the kinetic energy possessed by that moving body, and we can calculate the amount of the work which a body can do before coming to rest. How can we calculate? Now we are going to calculate that only, and with this thing is derivation of kinetic energy. So you may be asked to derive the formula K is equals to half mv square in a 3 marks question. So let us do that. So students, let us derive this formula of kinetic energy. Let us suppose that there is a body of mass m which is initially moving with some velocity v. So its initial velocity, generally we used small v for initial velocity symbol, but here small u, sorry, for initial velocity we use small u, but here small u has got some value, and that value is v, right? So don't get confused here. V is the initial velocity of the body. So body is already moving in a particular direction, and you want to stop that body at some point. So you will apply some retarding force, means force which is opposite to its direction of motion. Let us suppose that force is F, and let us suppose that before coming to rest, after the application of force, the body has covered some displacement, some distance s, right? This is the displacement of the body before coming to rest after application of the force, and because it comes to rest after the application of force, it means the body has retarded, and the retardation of the body can be taken as minus a. Now final velocity will become 0, that is v will become 0 because of this retarding force. So how much is the retarding force? We know the formula for the force, that is m into a, right? A here is retardation, and kinetic energy will be the work done by this force in stopping that body. Now this work done is negative work done, because force and displacement are here in opposite directions, right? So work done is F into S. Now substitute the value of F here, value of S here to calculate this kinetic energy, right? Because by definition of kinetic energy, it is the measure of the work done in stopping that moving body. तो kinetic energy किसी body में कितनी होती है? जितना आपको work done लग रहा है उसको स्टॉप करने में, राइट। तो ये बहुत इजीली आप इस चीज को प्रैक्टिकली माइंड में ला सकते हैं कि अगर आप कोई बॉल कैच कर रहे हैं और वो बॉल स्लो आ रही है आपकी तरफ, तो आपके हैंड पे, मान लीजिए ये आपका हैंड है, तो आपके हैंड पे कम पेन होता है, यू गेट हर्ट लेस इफ द बॉल हैज स्लो motion. Slow motion means less velocity, and if it is coming very fast and you want to catch that ball, then your hand gets hurt more. So more the kinetic energy, more will be the force required to stop that moving body. That's why we say the work done will be equal to kinetic energy. Now the work done is F into S. F is MA, I know. F is equal to MA, I know, but S is unknown for me. So to calculate S, let me do the work of my 9th class, that is applying the equations of motion. Here I apply V square minus Q square is equals to 2AS. My V was actually 0, final velocity, and my initial velocity was actually V. Acceleration was here retardation, so I have substituted minus A. Minus signs will get cancelled here, and I will be left with V square is equals to 2S, and S will come out V square by 2A. So finally I can substitute S in this equation. So kinetic energy or work done will become F into S, that is M into A into V square by 2A. A will be cancelled out and you will be left with mv square by 2, which can be written like half mv square. Now why I have circled this V square? Because I just wanted to tell you that kinetic energy depends upon two factors, mass and velocity. Double the mass, double will be kinetic energy. But double the velocity, 4 times will be the kinetic energy, because here it is squared out. I hope you understand now the derivation of half mv square. So this is a very important derivation. Write it down in your notebooks. Bache, next again a relationship has to be derived out. It can be asked in 2 marks, 1 mark, or even in 3 marks questions. So you may be asked to find out the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. All of you must be knowing it is momentum. It is not moment, it is momentum. So what is momentum? It is a product of mass and velocity. Second thing, again we have mass and velocity in some formula called kinetic energy, that is half mv square. So let's find out a relation between the two. So bache, we know mv product is momentum. Take it as equation number 1. Kinetic energy is half mv square. Write it as equation number 2. Now from equation 1, find out the value of V in terms of P and M. So V comes out P by M. You put this value in equation number 2. You will get half M into P square by M square after substituting the value of V from equation 1 in equation 2. Now your 1M will be cancelled out and you are left with this, that K comes out P square by 2M. This is the required relation between P and K, that is momentum and kinetic energy, which can further be written like this: P square is equals to 2mk, or like this, P is equals to 2mk under the root. Then in your books there are 2 cases where he wants to tell you that how can you compare when a body has got constant momentum or a body has got constant kinetic energy. How can you compare their other term? That, like first case, momentum of 2 bodies are same. One is a body of mass small m, means less mass. Other is a body of mass capital M. Both are having same momentum. Then how their kinetic energies are related? So we can find that ratio to compare the two, that Ka upon Kb, where Ka will be P square by 2m and Kb will be P square by 2 capital M. So in this case 2 and P square will be cancelled out. So here you can cancel out 2 and you can cancel out P square. You will be left with 1 by m upon 1 by capital M. So this capital M will go in the numerator because it was getting divided here. So you are left with m by m. Now it's given that capital M is more than small m. it means in this ratio Ka will be more than Kb, right? So जिसका मास ज्यादा है उसके पास काइनेटिक एनर्जी कम होगी, ठीक है। रीजन ये है, जिसका मास ज्यादा है उसके पास वेलोसिटी कम होती है और काइनेटिक एनर्जी स्क्वायर ऑफ द वेलोसिटी पे डिपेंड करती है। सो ये ऐसे भी समझ सकते हो कि मोमेंटम तो दोनों का कांस्टेंट हो गया, कॉमन मोमेंटम हो गया। मोमेंटम होता है प्रोडक्ट, तो जिसका मास ज्यादा है उसकी वेलोसिटी कम होगी, बिकॉज ये प्रोडक्ट इस प्रोडक्ट के बराबर है। तो क्योंकि काइनेटिक एनर्जी स्क्वायर ऑफ द वेलोसिटी होती है, तो इसलिए अगर दो बॉडीज के पास सेम मोमेंटम है मगर एक का मास ज्यादा है दूसरे का कम है, तो एक्चुअली काइनेटिक एनर्जी उसके पास ज्यादा होगी जिसके पास कम मास है, ठीक है। और सेकंड केस पे आ जाते हैं। सेकंड केस इज दैट इफ अ बॉडी विच इज लाइट बॉडी अगेन A and other is a heavier body with mass m and they have same kinetic energy, then how will you compare their momentum? Now let's do this. Now the kinetic energies and momentums relation, this relation will be written in the ratio form. 2 will be cancelled out, k is, because k is constant, it will be cancelled out and you will be left with m upon m. Simply m is less than capital M, so momentum of the first body will be less than the momentum of the second body, right? So जिसका मास कम है उसका मोमेंटम भी कम होगा। So that's all about mechanical energy and its forms. Thank you so much.